Hey guys, Derek here. Welcome back to the channel. We are back to watch another episode of Star Wars The Bad Batch. This is Season 2, Episode 11. It is called Metamorphosis. The log line for this one is, the Batch finds a mysterious missing vessel. So very curious what's going to happen in this episode. Last episode was called Retrieval. It followed them retrieving their ship from this like gang leader that was taking advantage of all these kids in his mine, and now we potentially have a future ally in this little kid that has connections to all this Ipsium, this highly explosive stuff. So if it comes down to it, we could probably call on him, blow some stuff up, who knows. But I'm very excited to jump into this next episode. So before we do that, if you end up enjoying my reaction, please leave a like on the video. It means a ton to me, helps my channel grow a lot. If you're new here or you find yourself coming back often, hit subscribe, ring the bell so you're notified when I upload. And then if you want to see the full uncut version of this reaction, consider supporting me on Patreon. That would mean the absolute world. But otherwise, let's jump into Season 2, Episode 11 of Star Wars The Bad Batch. Oh, that's for some reason I thought that was the Millennium Falcon. I don't know why. What is happening? Oh. It's a Republic Commando. He's got the type of helmet from that old Commando game or whatever. Brother, you're about to die. Goodbye. Sorry. Damn, so that thing just like took out everyone. You are a scientist. You're like the same type of scientist from Mando.
Notify me once our remaining vessels arrive, and see to the transfer of the assets.
Have the cargo taken below.
I'm trying to think of who that guy's voice is. It almost sounds like Troy Baker. And that chick's got a New Zealander accent.
It's been a long time, Mistress Say.
I can't tell.
Dr. Hemlock.
Dr. Hemlock. Do we know him?
Why does someone so talented prefer to rot in a cell instead of using their gifts to better the galaxy?
I don't
think that's Troy
especially
Baker.
motivated to continue my work after the Empire destroyed my civilization.
Know that your research remains intact. It'll now serve a higher purpose.
The Emperor.
The Emperor's purpose.
Facts, bruh.
Don't you wish to be a part of such a scientific achievement?
No.
We lost communication with Transport 90.
Okay, so this is not in the past.
Were there any other Kaminoans taken off world prior to the destruction of Taboka City?
Their Prime Minister.
Yeah,
He
that.
remains in Imperial custody on Coruscant.
What about the senator? I guess she wasn't a scientist. She's just part of the Kaminoan people.
Not sure what's got you all twisted up in knots.
You didn't
We were
help
stranded
them.
on that planet, Sid. We needed you, and you left us.
You're fine now, aren't you? And you got your ship back.
Yeah, Sid. I don't know how you think this isn't an issue, Sid.
I'm sending you the intel now. Don't come back unless you scavenge something valuable.
What makes you think we'd come back at all?
Severing ties with Sid could be problematic.
It's probably
Considering
best
what
for
she
you
knows
guys,
about
though.
us.
Limited intel. Huh. There's a surprise.
How hard could scavenging cargo be?
It could be really hard. You don't know. There's some secret monster that's killing everybody on board.
Based on the severity of the impact and the lack of communication signals, the crew aboard most likely perished.
Oh yeah. Safe to say they're dead. Big time.
Where is everyone?
It's a good question. They got shock sticks.
Out. High volt electro style.
It's for keeping monsters in line. Spooky.
It's some kind of lab.
The cloning lab?
This medical equipment is Kaminoan.
Dang.
What's it doing here?
It's their cloning technology, but
Danger, Will Robinson. Probably something they were transporting. Ew. Gross.
These are reinforced walls. What were they keeping in here?
Maybe one of those things from episode 7? Like the movie episode 7? The Force Awakens? Hello. What is that? Ooh. Okay. This thing obviously has some desirable properties, indicative towards like cloning or health or something, if the Empire wanted it. Ugh. Consumes electricity.
Does that thing look different to you?
Bigger now. The more power it consumes, the...
Fascinating.
That is fascinating. You don't want that thing to get out. Great. That thing's gonna go terrorize that village.
Given the fact that the crew was most likely eaten by the creature, I doubt it is currently hungry.
it ain't the crew.
Yes, it did, Omega. This thing gets bigger and changes when it consumes electricity in general, maybe power. Okay. That's a lot of power. So this thing just like consumes it.
However, this confirms that the species feeds on energy, which propels its rapid growth.
You mean it'll get even bigger?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's not good. Might have to sacrifice this entire planet.
The creature is the same species that attacked Coruscant during the war.
Oh
You must
no.
not let it get near the power grid.
Is this a mini Zillo beast? Oh, yep.
Too late.
How did we beat this thing last time? Did we beat this thing last time? Dang.
Stop it before it gets any larger. I'm trying!
Oh, that's a tall task.
We've got chips on our tail.
Dang, Empires.
Where'd they come from?
They're probably fine just killing everybody here.
Come on!
Gotta get out of there fast. So far, this episode's really good. Damn, that thing got straight up bombed. Yeah, that's smart. Shut down the power source that it's feeding off of. You still planning on capturing this? Wow, that's a pretty powerful laser. Damn, they're still just gonna take it.
They're not killing it. They're taking it. Let's not be next.
And then they're just gonna kill this whole village, I assume. That's crazy. But the Emperor needs to keep this all a secret, so I feel like most of these guys aren't gonna survive. Yeah, they just took everyone. They can't let this info get out.
The Empire cloned the Zilla Beast?
Yes
Yeah.
and no. The directive came straight from the Supreme Chancellor before he became Emperor.
Oh yeah, this was in Clone Wars.
I suspect the Empire did not destroy the cities on Camino to end cloning. They
Yeah.
merely wanted to control it.
Yep. 'Cause once they got the
Send the
technology
data to Echo and Rex.
and the ability to do it, they're like, this is ours now. Ooh, I like his armor.
Nalase's defiance is problematic.
It must be frustrating to have your resources but lack the expertise to achieve your goals.
Ha! He says you stupid.
If you know of a way to persuade the scientist, now would be the time to mention it.
Indeed, in exchange for my freedom,
In exchange for your life.
there is a particular clone you must locate.
Crosshair. Oh, Omega.
How very interesting. It seems we have much to discuss.
This voice actor is so creepy. I wonder if I want to know who it is. Man, this episode has done so much to connect to the sequel trilogy. It's insane. Dave Filoni developed. Tell me who. Jimmy Simpson. Very interesting. I knew I recognized the voice, like immediately. I was like, "Who is this?" It almost sounded like a very, very, very self-restrained and contained Troy Baker at first. I was like, and even still, there was hints of it. I was like, is that him? Like, it almost sounded like it, but then there's other moments where he was talking, I was like, okay, that's clearly not Troy Baker. And then he would say other things, and I'm like, maybe it is Troy Baker. But no, it's friggin' Jimmy Simpson. You've known him from Westworld, and from Psych, and from various other things. But he's incredible. He's a great actor. But this episode was very, very good. Very ominous and intense, and like does a lot to connect to the future of Star Wars, namely the sequel trilogy and things like that. So, Emperor Palpatine is still alive at this point, right? But he has started his not just started, but like he has like officially put in motion like his plan for the sequel trilogy of you know, cloning himself. You know, I don't know if the Zillo Beast itself has that much connection to like the future of him cloning himself, but like they're perfecting the cloning technology and they're using the Zillo Beast for like its hide, like its strong skin, you know, for you know, stronger armor for the stormtroopers, probably. You know, they could factor that into, however, when they clone the Emperor himself, they could give him stronger skin, who knows. But like, it's crazy. Like, they start with just this small little one and it's feeding off electricity, and it took me a while. I was like, until they said it in the episode, I was like, what is this creature? Like, but no, the beginning of this episode, very creepy, very scary. It very much gives like the horror Aliens vibe, you know, not Lost in Space, Dead Space, early Expanse vibes, where like they come upon this derelict ship that's been destroyed and attacked, and all the crew members are dead, and you're trying to figure out what the frick is going on here, and it's spooky and dark and scary. And I really, really enjoyed the vibe early on. The crew, obviously very mad at Sid, right? They're like, yo, what the piss? Like, we needed help. You didn't come help us. You're not very loyal to us. And they're talking amongst themselves like, we should probably separate from her. But it's a complicated thing because she knows a lot about them. She knows who they are. And oh, that might be who tells these scientists about the Bad Batch, or like where to find them. Like if they decide to separate like permanent styles from Sid, she might tell this scientist guy where to find them, right? That would be very interesting. And hopefully that doesn't go that way, but they obviously have a right to be mad. They're like, bro, we needed your help, you left us out to dry. And her response is to be like, fine, I'll give you a hint on a derelict ship, and you can get 50% instead of 30%. It's like, come on, Sid, like, you suck. But yeah, them finding this, like, I feel like it has to connect to the future cloning operations for the Emperor, but it might not necessarily. You know, this would be pretty early to start it. But, you know, he plans quite a bit. So who knows? Like, it's all very secretive and hush-hush and, like, on the down low. Like, they essentially kidnap all these villagers because they just saw the Zillo Beast. And it's like, it's kind of crazy. But this started way back from Clone Wars, right? The episode of Clone Wars where the Zillo Beast attacks Coruscant, and they didn't kill it, they just like captured it, I believe, and then the Emperor is like, yo, I want that. Or Palpatine, Senator Palpatine, Chancellor at the time, I think, was like, yo, I want that thing, we're gonna take it somewhere else. And then you don't hear anything about it ever again until right now. But they cloned the Zillo Beast. Or maybe they didn't clone it. Maybe it had babies or something. Because when Omega's like, oh, they cloned the Zillo Beast, and Tech is like, not quite, but they were doing some stuff to look at thicker skin or whatever. So maybe it had a little baby child, and they're just doing experiments on it, like trying to use it for. I mean, that thing's strong as hell. So if they can use it to make themselves better, they probably will. I liked that this episode was tying into everything else, right? That was one of my bigger complaints over the last couple weeks, is that some of these episodes definitely felt like they were not tying into the main overall story of the Bad Batch or Star Wars in general. This time period, there's a lot of stuff going on, right? Like it's not like things can be super disconnected, but the last couple episodes of the Bad Batch haven't felt super connected to the overall story of Star Wars in general, but especially the overall stories of the Bad Batch, right? Like we haven't seen Crosshair in 9 episodes. Right? Like what's going on with him? Very curious. I mean, he might come back to give he might be the one that gives info about the Bad Batch to this scientist, not necessarily Sid. I mean, that's actually probably much more likely. But like this episode, it felt like, in my opinion, it was a lot better than the other episodes because it felt way more connected and important compared to everything else. Like the other previous episode, or 2 episodes, the Clone Conspiracy and Truth and Consequences, were good on their own, but they were also very good because they felt super connected to the main thing that we're supposed to be following. And this episode also felt very connected. It was very cool to see the Zillo Beast go from like a small little thing consuming electricity and getting slightly bigger and bigger, and then seeing it on the like tower power plant in like full Zillo Beast form. That was really cool. I really enjoyed that a lot. And I'm curious like what they're going to be doing with the Zillo Beast long term, besides just like using it for like thicker armor or whatever, or better armor plating, because I feel like it's more important than that. Like they want it for cloning, other stuff, who knows, all that jazz, and they need Nala Se to get on board with things, but she doesn't want to get on board with things. She's like, bro, you destroyed my entire population, like why would I help you? And they're like, well, you're just gonna be stuck here. And I love that at first the dude's like main argument is like, wouldn't you like to be part of science? It's like, she might actually. I mean, up to this point the Kaminoans have been fairly okay with all the atrocities happening because of their science, right? They don't really care that much about whether or not the Empire is planning to wipe out all the Jedi and take control of the galaxy. They're like, as long as we can do science, it's fun. But once they were wiped out, then it's like, all right, well now I'm in kind of a shitty mood. So like, it's just kind of funny that their main enticement is like, but science. And it's just not working. But now, connecting to the Bad Batch, they need to find Omega to get Nala Se on board this whole science crusade, to fulfill the Emperor's desires. And so hopefully, there's 5 episodes left, because there's only 16 episodes in the season. Hopefully the remaining 5 episodes are very connected. I think at this point in the season, I don't want any more, one-off adventure of the week filler episodes. I feel like at this point now, you need to be serious about everything that's going on. So I don't know. I really enjoyed it. This is one of my favorite episodes of the season. It's right up there with the, Clone Conspiracy, Truth and Consequences, the Solitary Clone. Again, all the ones that feel very connected to the main Bad Batch story are the ones that are the best. And so far, this one, really, really good. Really enjoyed it. I'm very excited to watch some channels that break these episodes down and see what connections and stuff they missed and what theories they have. I'm very curious to see what they say. But I think that's all I got to say. Thank you for watching. Definitely let me know all your opinions of the episode down in the comments below. Any theories you have going forward, I would love to hear your opinions. If you enjoyed my reaction, please leave a like on the video. It means a ton to me, helps my channel grow a lot. If you're new here or you find yourself coming back often, hit subscribe, ring the bell so you're notified when I upload. And then if you want to see the full uncut version of this reaction, consider supporting me on Patreon. That is linked in the description down below. Sometimes I post reactions early on Patreon as well, so definitely check it out. But otherwise, Thank you for watching, and I will catch you guys next time.